Anthony William, the medical medium. When you start to heal and feel better after being sick for a long time, struggling for months or even years, and then something changes, you find tools, you learn the truth about why you're sick, you start to heal. And when your trust has been broken in the past so many times, and you tried this and you tried that, and you've been here and been there, and then suddenly something changes and you know it in your soul and you know it in your heart. You know it, that you're healing, it's happening. It's not always an easy, perfect ride, but you know you're moving up. You know you're climbing the healing ladder. And the power in that is just awesome. It's incredible. And what happens along the way is landmarks and pillars start to appear. This is one of the most profound parts of healing when you're in the healing process is pillars and landmarks. What does that mean? It means I can walk a little further today. I can keep my eyes open a little longer today. I wasn't on a couch as much as I was in the past. I'm not on Mattress Island all the time. I used to be in bed 18 hours a day, 20 hours a day. Now it's less and less. I could walk further and not have a panic attack or an anxiety attack. I can drive. I went to visit a friend for the first time in weeks, maybe even months for so many people. I carried a conversation with an old friend or a family member. I felt lighter afterwards. Something inside is healing. I'm moving forward. And these landmarks matter because then you can hold on to them. You can go back to them. I remember I had that big conversation. I went out to meet a friend. I hung in there. I didn't get the worst migraine that I used to get. I was able to function. I didn't feel like I had a blood sugar swing. I was able to eat. I was able to talk, start living my life in a different way. And then you can go back to that. You could reference that. That's a pillar. That's a landmark. That's a pillar. That's a landmark. And you can't forget that. You have to remember that because they add up. I went to the store today. I was able to shop and get the things I need. I loaded up the car. I came back home. I wasn't totally trashed. That's a landmark right there. I slept decent last night. I got more than 5 hours. I didn't wake up all night with restless legs. I got through the night. That's a landmark. All these landmarks add up. They become these pillars that are in your consciousness and they're just sitting out there. But they're there for you and they have meaning and you can lean on them. If you're having a rough day and you're doing the 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, and you have a rough day, you have to go back to one of those pillars. You have to remember one of those pillars, those landmarks, and be like, but I was doing okay last week. I drove 3 hours for the first time in a long time. I visited a family member or a friend. I went on a trip. I took a plane flight. I did it. I remember I did it. I'm strong. That's the pillar you hold on to. That's the landmark you hold on to. Even when you feel like, oh, wait a minute, am I going backwards a little bit? Because remember this, you can go backwards a little bit because you're pushing yourself so hard because the first time in a long time, you got more strength and now you're using it. And when you've been down for a long time and haven't been well for a long time and haven't exercised in a while and haven't been able to move and you go and start pushing it because you're healing, you're going to feel like you're hitting the wall, but not realizing you're doing better than you were before. It's just that you're feeling yourself hit the wall because you're pushing yourself harder. A lot of times, actually almost everybody who starts to heal ends up reaching for more and more and more. It's like, I want more. I want more. And you have every right, every God-given right to want more. Every God-given right to heal, every God-given right to grab onto more, to reach for more when you're healing. You're like, I'm going to take a long walk today. I don't care what it takes. You end up taking a longer walk. And now you're toasted for a while. But you're toasted for a while because you went past those boundaries. You're healing fast. So now you're moving forward and you're pushing yourself further. But when you do reach a day where you're like, wow, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I'm back to work. I can't believe I didn't have to call in a sick day. I can't believe I took that trip. I can't believe I got by with this amount of food, or I can't believe I did this and I didn't have a blood sugar swing. I didn't get dizzy. I was able to drive. My anxiety was down. Pain in my neck was a little better. I wasn't as tired. I wasn't as brain fogged. I was thinking better. And you hold on to that. You have to hold on to that. So whatever it is that's going on in your life, you have to hold on to those pillars, those landmarks. You have to reference them. You have to remember they're there, because that only gives you strength. So when you have a low day, because you're having a little bit of a flare, because you got exposed to something like pesticide drift, or you got exposed to something toxic, or somebody hits you with some bad news, or a psychic attack from somebody, or whatever it is that happened. Whatever it is that gave you a down day for a little bit. Maybe you ate something that was just a little too hard on the system, or you tried this or tried that and you got exposed to something. But whatever it is, you took kind of like a downside for a little bit. You got to instantly go back to, but I did this, but I did that. I took that drive. I took that flight. I worked that day. I had less brain fog. You have to go back to those landmarks. You have to find them. You have to lock onto them and hold on to them, because they are your healing pillars. They're stone, granite, and they're quartz, and you have to hold on to them. They're crystal. If you need to see them as crystal, then you see them as crystal. Because everybody who works on their healing process after they've been broken down for a long time, told they have SIBO, told they have candida, told they have leaky gut, told they have some other problem, told they have autoimmune and their body's attacking themselves, their immune system's defunct and attacking itself, told whatever it is they have, and they've just been up and down and all over the place with all kinds of symptoms and conditions: lupus, Parkinson's, IBS, Crohn's colitis, MS, just symptoms in general, anxiety, panic, whatever it is. As you're moving up in healing, you're going to get stronger. You're going to get stronger. You have every right to heal, and you're going to heal because you can heal. You have the tools. You have the truth in your hands, and you can heal. You can move forward. You can do it. And you're going to do it. And keeping those landmarks there, nice and safe in your consciousness, in your memory bank, and holding on to it. So when you're laying there in bed at night and you're a little scared or you're a little nervous and you're like, wait a minute, am I healing? What's going on? Am I going backwards or forwards? And you lock onto it. But wait a minute, I know I'm healing. I remember when that day I woke up and I started getting better for the first time in months. I remember that day when I went and took a ride and hung out with some friends and was able to carry conversations, get home, and not be totally trashed. I remember the day where I went to the grocery store and I was able to function and get the things I needed. Whatever it is, you hold on to it and you lock onto it. If it's something I'm not even saying right now and you know what it is, you lock onto it and you hold on to it. Anyway, proud of all you guys. Just keep up the healing. Know that I care truly.